What's up everybody, Andrew here and you're watching the RPG Machine 86, and today we're going to talk about my thoughts on the Microsoft Xbox conference at E3 2016. Okay, so Microsoft did pretty good. I really liked their conference. They did talk about the things I wanted them to talk about. I was kind of bored through some parts of it because there's games that I'm going to mention but I really don't have any interest in at all. But overall, they had a really good conference and they did a really good job. The first thing we're going to address, there's going to be an Xbox One Slim. We all knew this was going to happen. I mean, we all fucking knew this was going to happen. It's no big surprise at all. The thing I'm kind of pissed about is the deluxe version or whatever, the 2 terabyte one is going to be $400, and I ended up paying like $500 for my 1 terabyte Xbox One. But you know, I have the Halo Edition one, and that's just a normal white Xbox One, which is weird too. The Slims are white. I'm guessing they're all going to be white, which is kind of weird if you think about it. But hey, it works. And if you looked at the design, it kind of looks a little bit more like the PlayStation, doesn't it? It's a little weird, but yeah, Xbox One Slims. We knew that shit was going to happen. They're going to drop in August, and they're $299 starting out. I forget what size hard drive, but it was pretty small. Next on the sheet, they also talked about how you're going to be able to cross-play games with anything on Microsoft 10, which I thought Windows 10. I'm sorry. Which I thought was awesome. Very, very cool that we're going to be able to play. I have a friend that plays on PC. What's up, Nathan? And now he's going to be able to play with us on our Xboxes when we play games, so that's cool, man. It's really cool that they're doing that. And I guess if you buy it digitally, you can have it on both systems, but you know, if you buy it for Xbox One, you can't literally put the disc in your computer, which would be dope. Can't do that, but still, very cool that you can cross-play on the platforms. After they talked about the console for a little bit, they went into the games, and they started with Gears of War 4. Now, I lost interest in Gears of War. I played through 1 and 2, and then played a little bit of 3. Something else came out that took my interest, and that was it. I have no experience with Judgment, even though I own it. I got it for a couple bucks. I loved the first Gears of War. I liked the second Gears of War. The third Gears of War did nothing for me, really. So, honestly, I really do love the first one. And this one looks a little more like the first one to me because I felt from the first little bit of trailers we got, it seemed more dark and more horror vibe. So that, I was like, yeah, cool, I'm for that. But then what they showed this time seemed more like just an action Gears of War, but who knows, it might be a mixture. One thing I wanted to point out was the weather. It interacts with the characters, like there's like lightning and swirling this crazy storm, and like it can literally like affect you and like hurt you or like cause things to blow up, which I think is cool. And if they do that in a bunch of the levels, that would be really neat that the weather does something. And then the only other thing that I want to bring up about Gears of War 4 is there's a new saw gun, and this gun, opposed to having a chainsaw on it, shoots circular saw blades like the Ripper from Dead Space. So, dude, that gun looks fucking sweet, and I can't wait to use that. Plus, some of the melee attacks that you can do in this game are cool, and some of the other like little finishing move attacks are very cool too. I noticed one where a guy took a shotgun and kind of connected it to a dude's chin, and then just like blew his face off. It was pretty cool. So I dug that. I'm looking at my notes now. And then also you're playing as what's his name? Damn it. Can't remember his name. Oh no. The main character of Gears, you're playing as his son, and then at the end they showed an old version of him. Damn it, I cannot believe I'm blanking on his name. Marcus, right? Marcus. I'm pretty sure it's Marcus, but anyways, you see him as an old man. Gears of War 4. I'm in. I'm going to buy it. Next up, Forza. It's in Australia this time, and it looks pretty. That's literally what I wrote. Not that big into Forza, but it looked pretty fucking cool, and I'm sure you Forza guys are gonna love it. The one that I wanted to see the most, ReCore. They finally showed us some gameplay footage, and it looks dope, dudes. I wish they would have showed us a little bit more, but ever since I saw the video, the trailer for ReCore, I think it was last E3, I have been, like, I've had that in back burner and always brought it up to people, oh, well, you know, that ReCore game is going to be cool, ReCore is going to be cool. It looks pretty freaking awesome. Basically what it is you're this girl, and it looks like you got like little jetpacks and stuff, but it's kind of like a run and gun type thing, almost reminiscent of Gun Valkyrie if you've ever played that for original Xbox. A little bit like that. You're running around, bouncing around. Well, you have a robot, and he has got like a spirit, I guess, that you carry around, and you can put his spirit into other robots. Is kind of what it seems like is going on to me. And you know, there's like a big ape robot, there's a little spider robot, and the cool thing is you can use them to interact throughout the level. Like the way they showed it on there, that's what it looked like anyways. Like the little spider robot started to crawl on the wall, and she would like grappling hook to it and then crawl on the wall like Prince of Persia style. Very interesting game. I'm very much looking forward to getting into that. ReCore, definitely. Final Fantasy 15. It's on Xbox 2, guys. Take that for what you will. I'm going to play Final Fantasy 15, but honestly, my hopes aren't very high, and that's just me being honest, guys. Sorry. The Division has DLC coming. Cool for the Division, guys. I know my buddy Nick likes it, so cool to him. Battlefield 1 is going to be on Xbox like 7 days before everything else. But whatever. Okay, cool. Battlefield 1 does look cool, though. Dogfighting and some biplanes, I'm down for that. Okay, so the next thing they talked about was you can customize your Xboxes a little more on Xbox Live. Like they said that Cortana was going to be something that you could use on your Xbox Live, which I thought that was kind of neat. Being a Halo fan, if you're not a Halo fan, you're probably like, who gives a shit? You can play background music in the games you play, which I think that's pretty awesome. I wouldn't personally do that for most games because I like listening to the game music, but, you know, to each their own. That is a really cool thing. I remember back in the day with Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball, we used to play the shit out of that game. The legit volleyball stuff, not the fucking fanfare bullshit. But we would play the legit volleyball, but we would put, like, death metal and just brutal, like, power metal or whatever on there and listen to it while we played. But anyway, another thing that didn't happen during this part of the conference, but just because we're talking about like all the different things they're going to make for Xbox Live to be more attuned to you or whatever, attuned to you. You know, they're going to have groups like background music, like I said. Cortana's coming. They're going to have like other interactive things. But one thing that happened later in the conference that I thought was really cool, I'm just going to bring up now, is that you can order a custom controller, and they said there's over 8 million different color combinations. If that's true, that's crazy. You can order a custom controller, and I'm pretty sure the price point wasn't too bad. It was only like $80 or something, not too terrible. You can get your gamer tag put on it. Really cool little thing that they did there. Next, after they talked about the Xbox Live stuff, was Minecraft. I don't give a shit about Minecraft. Just being honest. Don't care about the game. Cool for the Minecraft people. Then they went into the indie games, and this is where it started getting really interesting for me, because I really like indie games, and I like to see what they're doing with them. And the first one they showed was Inside Dark. And I have Inside Dark written with a question mark. It's from the team that brought us Limbo. Now, if you haven't played Limbo, you should go play that, because that's a fucking great game. But so much atmosphere and just gorgeous. But this preview showed us nothing. It was a small little teaser trailer. You guys should go watch it. Nothing. You saw nothing. And then a guy came out and he's like, "Oh, it's good," and you know, I like it. And okay, dude. Well, you should have showed us some gameplay, guys. That's all I'm going to say about that. Showed us a little bit of Cuphead. Still way on board for Cuphead. Huge fan of Cuphead. Can't wait for that. I love that old 20s, 30s animation style they got going on. Looks dope. Also showed us a little bit of Bloodstained, the new Castlevania-ish type game coming out. Really excited for that. That was cool to see. Then another game they showed, which I called the drug game because I forgot the name of it and I can't remember the name of it. But there's this game where you take a drug called joy to be happy, and that's the world that these people live in. It's a society where everyone takes a drug to be happy, which, isn't exactly that far off, right? But everybody has to do this drug, and it alters reality and makes you just think everything is great and sunshiny day. And something happens in the trailer that shows him it is not a sunshiny day and just great. It's really dark and horrible because he stops taking the drug. It's interesting. It looks interesting. We'll see what comes of it. Next, they showed Gwent, which is a card game that was in The Witcher 3 that people apparently are going so apeshit over they made its own game. Kudos to you guys. Tekken 7. Tekken 7 has Akuma in it. What? Akuma? From Street Fighter fame is in Tekken 7. Really cool. Do you think that they maybe did this because we never did get Tekken Cross Street Fighter? I'll leave that one to you guys to figure out on your own. Dead Rising 4 is coming, and Frank fucking West is in it. Frank West, the lead character that I love so much. I love the original Dead Rising. He's coming back. This was the point of the conference when I got the happiest. Right after ReCore, I was like, yeah, I'm so glad about that. The game looks so good. And then when they showed this, so excited. I am so freaking excited for Dead Rising 4. Looks great. The next game they showed again as well really looks awesome. Scalebound. They showed previews for it last year, or trailers, I'm pretty sure. It's kind of like Dragonheart-ish. Like this kid's got this special bond with this dragon. But one of the cool things about this, it's like an action-ish, RPG-ish kind of looking game. There's 4-player co-op. Now, I don't know if it's local co-op, but still, if you can play 4-player co-op in an RPG-ish type game, that's cool for nowadays. So I'm pretty psyched about that. Now, the next thing that they showed that I wanted to talk about a little bit was Rare's new pirate game. And damn it, I totally forgot the name of it. Hold on a second, I gotta look it up. See, I hate this. I took notes and everything, and I forgot to write down the name of the fucking game. Amateur hour around here, right? Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is what it's called. Looks really cool. They did a little, cool thing where these people were playing it and reacting to it. I'm excited because at least Rare's making a game again, and it looks pretty neat. Down for some pirates, hell yeah. The next big thing that was talked about was Halo 2 or Halo Wars 2. I played Halo Wars the original a little bit. I didn't get into it as much as I should have. It's definitely a fun game. I'm excited for Halo Wars 2. It looks pretty cool. Being a Halo fan though, honestly, we wait for the Halo, just straight up Halo titles, not so much these side ones, but still cool that we're getting a Halo Wars 2. And that brings me to the last thing of the conference, and the thing that bothered me the most. They announced Project Scorpio. Project Scorpio to me sounds like their next system, but it also might just be an Xbox 1.5, kind of like the PS 4.5, if you know what I mean. It might just be their system that's going to really push the VR. They talked about all the specs and threw all these crazy numbers and teraflaps and teraflops and terawizzles and terawazzles and dude, half these fucking, I know that I'm just a layman, but half these terms that they're throwing around, I'm like, what the fuck are you even talking about? I know that that's terrible, that I don't know that, but I'm just being honest. I know that they really want you to know that this thing is going to look good, because they've stressed the best pixels, the best graphics, the best this, the blah 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 blah, and just went on and on and on and on, and just kept stroking themselves. And it's like, dude, I'm done. Like, tell me what the fuck it is, tell me what the fuck it does, and then I'll jump on board. I hate when they do these conferences and they say stuff like this, and they're like, this is the next thing in gaming, but we're not going to tell you what it is. It's like, dude, it's not a movie. It's not a movie where you have to wait to see what it is until the end, and then it's like, it is more rewarding. It's not like that. Tell us what it is so we can get behind you and be like, yeah, I want a fucking Project Scorpio, which hopefully it's not called that. If it's called the Scorpio, I don't know. I guess it's okay, but I'm going to go to the store and get me a Scorpio. I don't know. Why couldn't they have just called it like Xbox? I don't know. Who knows? Who cares, honestly? Just call it something that's like captivates me, not Project Scorpio. I don't even, that doesn't even sound like anything to me. It's just bullshit, which it pretty much is. Let me know what the thing is. It's like the NX, man. I love Nintendo, and I'm down for the NX, but like, just let me know what it is already. It's fucking retarded. Anyway, Microsoft, they did a really good job. I was very pleased with their conference. And we'll see what happens, right? I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and stay tuned because I'm going to do one of these for Sony's too, and maybe some other ones, I'm not sure yet. But thanks for watching this, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!